Welcome back to the TCM YouTube channel where we are continuing our 2023 county previews. And next up, it's the turn of the Foxes, Leicestershire County Cricket Club. And joining us to preview this one is Ben, who is a Leicestershire fan, our resident Leicestershire fan. Straight up for you then, let's get straight into it, not waste any time at all. How much are you looking forward to the season? And what do you think Leicestershire's all-round chances are?
I'm very excited going into this season. I think the players we've brought in so far have been excellent. I think Ajinkya Rahane is an unbelievable signing for the county championship. I think we're definitely aiming this year. Last year we were very good in the white ball for our standards anyway of recent years, but the red ball we really struggled. So I think we've strengthened a lot there this year. Hopefully
And
trying
you've
to push on
mentioned,
in there.
yeah, absolutely, pushing on indeed. And you mentioned there that you've had a tough season in the county championship last year, finishing eighth, bottom of
Yeah.
Division Two. You can't really get much worse than that. In terms of this year, what do you think Leicestershire are going to do differently in that competition that's going to hopefully give them a boost and give them a better chance at fighting it out in Division Two?
I think the batting will be drastically improved. Last year there was quite a few collapses, if I remember correctly. We'd have like brilliant first innings, and then I think I remember we played Notts in a game last year. We might have scored 500 in the first innings and ended up losing because we were all out for about 80 in the second innings. Something crazy like that. But I think, like I say, we've got a few new players in. Wian Mulder will be playing a lot more this year, hopefully. He's a very good player for us. So I think the aim this year is to hopefully try and get towards the top half of Division Two. You never know, if we get a good run on, we might be pushing the promotion, but
Yeah.
it'll be nice to see how well we do.
Absolutely, it'll be interesting to see as well, because it feels like you've been building towards something. I mean, I spoke to Sean Jarvis, your CEO, and he certainly feels that there's a project there and you're
Yeah.
building towards something. You've mentioned already your overseas signing, so I want to dive a bit deeper into that. So you've obviously got Vian Mulder and Naveen Ul Haq for the Vitality Blast, and then big one, as you mentioned, Ajinkya Rahane for the county championship and even the one day cup. I wonder, adding those three signings into the mix of this Leicestershire side, do you think that's going to provide a massive boost? And where do you think they rate in terms of overseas players you've had before at Grace Road?
So for me, I'd say Mulder last year was just awesome when he started playing. I remember in August in the One Day Cup, I made a note. He averaged 88.8 in the One Day Cup with the bat, taking 14 wickets at 28.9 as well. So he had a brilliant month there. I think he won Player of the Month. He's a great player. Naveen again, I think we've done very well to keep hold of him again. I think the fastest bowler to 50 wickets in Leicestershire's history. So he's a brilliant bowler for us in the T20. I remember we were playing Warwickshire last year. He might have taken 5 for 10 or 5 for 8, something along those lines. Rahane, he's just going to add so much experience into the young batting that they've got. I think we hosted a India game last year. I remember saying to some of my friends then, I reckon we're going to get one of the big boys in next year. I'm not sure who it will be, but this match will help us. And bringing Rahane in, he's going to help develop the young guys so much. Louis Kimber's he's a great young player. We've got he'll develop. I'm sure Rian Ahmed, he can help his batting, even though he's obviously more of a bowler. But yeah,
You mentioned there he's become somewhat of a prodigy over the off season and over that time, Rayan Ahmed. How
yeah.
good will it be for you as a Leicestershire fan to see him back at Grace Road doing what he does best? And how excited are you as a Leicestershire fan to have
Well,
such a great England prospect at such a young age?
I've had the privilege of actually playing cricket with Rian Ahmed, which is something that I can say quite proudly. But he's such a great player, especially for his age. As sad as it is, he's younger than me, which it feels weird being I'm only
He's
18.
my age. Well,
I
actually,
know.
I think he's my age, which
He's just younger than me.
makes me feel like I
It's
should have done something
scary
else
how
with my
good
life.
he is at cricket. It's scary how good he is at cricket. But yeah, as long as we can hold on to him, he's such an important player for us. an unbelievable bowler. And yeah, just for his age, now he's obviously played for England. I think it's going to help the club financially as well. I know we're not like the biggest or the richest club, but having him just brings so much more attention to the club. I'm so excited to see what he's got in store this year.
Absolutely. But he's not the only spinner that you have for you. Another one who always catches my eye because I like Matt Parkinson at Lancashire is Callum Parkinson. I wonder, obviously, Cal Parkinson was a big frontline spinner for you. I think he was your leading wicket taker in the county championship last year. Do you think, obviously, with Rayan Ahmed being the way that he is seeing the stardom, where does Cal Parkinson's role sit in this Leicestershire side at the minute? And what do you think he'll get up to in the 2023 season?
I think he's been there so many years now, Parky, and he's always been brilliant. He shows so much passion on the field, every wicket, whether it's 170 for one or we get him 10 for free early. Every single wicket he shows so much passion. I think he is still, yeah, despite obviously Ryan Ahmed, he's still the frontline spinner. He's still the bowler for me. Anyway, in the county championship, where if we need a wicket, I'm trusting him more than anyone because he's just been so good for so many years. I think he can be a great mentor for Rian as well. In a way, obviously Rian's played for England. I'm sure he's all right. But just the more experienced parts of the game, he can really help him out. He's a leader, Parkinson. So that's probably his best role for me.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how he goes. And I'd love to see a Parky brother go well.
He's much better than his brother, I'm sure.
I'm not. I think that's a push, but we can agree to disagree on that. So I want to delve more into the competitions now and talk about where you think your best chance of getting to a knockout stage or silverware is. Would you say that is in One Day Cup or Vitality Blast for you?
For me, I have the one day cup just ahead is probably our best chance. We made the quarterfinals last year. We just missed out on the quarterfinals of the Blast last season with the 2 point deduction on the last day. That was
I
heartbreaking.
forgot. Do you know? I forgot about that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we won the game against Essex too. It's just that 2 points is why we didn't make it. But the one day cup last year, I was in Florida. I was on holiday with my grandparents and my family for most of it. So I didn't actually get to watch much of it. But like me and my granddad, we were queuing watching the games in like lining up for rides and stuff. I think that's probably our best chance. Like so, we've got Rahane there. We've got Mulder, brilliant player. Lewis Hill was a great one day player for us. We've got the bowling's developed definitely. I'd say Michael Finnan, he came in towards the end of last year. He's a pretty decent left armer. Rian Ahmed, obviously, he's an all right cricketer, as we say. So for me, I think the one day cup, if we can make again the quarters, a semi final push there, that'll be really. You never know, might just get lucky into
yeah.
the finals.
It'll certainly be interesting to see how that pans out. Now, one man who's been around the Leicestershire side for a long time now is Colin Ackerman. Obviously, at the heart of Leicestershire, I would say. When I think of Leicestershire, I tend to think of him. He was your top scorer in the county championship last year as well. I wonder how nice it is to have that stability and that rock at the heart of the Foxes' side. And what are your reflections on him as a player as well, and his season looking ahead for 2023?
I think Akers, like you say, he's been around a while. He's very good batter, and he is handy with the ball. Record breaking T20 bowler with his best figures ever. But Akers, he stepped down from the captaincy in the Red Bull side this year, which I think will hopefully help him more as just he can be a leader whilst also focused on his batting, similar to Root for England since he stepped down. It's still, Root's always been an unbelievable batter, but I think Ackerman's just a brilliant player to have in most sides. Like I said, he's been around a while, very good with the bat, very experienced, calm head. He's very calm player, Colin Ackerman, and he can get you a wicket every now and then as well. But he's very experienced, which is good to have, I'd say.
Yeah, it will be good to have. Now, last year, someone you had was Hassan Azad, and he has just today in the news today. I don't know if you've seen. He's going to Northants. I wonder whether you. I'm guessing by your
I
face,
haven't
Luke,
seen that.
you
I
hadn't
haven't
seen
seen
that.
it.
But either way, the fact he's not coming back to Grace Road, do you think that'll have an impact for you? Do you think he was a big part of your team last year, your squad?
Hassan he was brilliant a couple seasons ago. Hassan last year didn't go to plan for him as much. He had a brilliant not. He's always been a trusty opener. Hassan has for the last few years. So it will be weird seeing us go into a county championship game without him at the top of the order. And he was a lovely bloke from when I spoke to him or chatted to him. But I think it was best for both parties for him to move on because something just wasn't clicking last year for him. He had a brilliant opening game knock. I think he was about 100 or 300 in a draw for us. But since he struggled last year, did Hassan. So I hope to see him do well for Northants. I missed that he'd gone there today. But hopefully he does well and gets his career sort of back on a positive track. So I remember, I think 2018, 2019, he was awesome, averaging in the 50s, 60s almost.
Yeah. So you're just happy to see him do well, which is
Exactly.
good to hear. Let's turn now a bit more to you, and I wonder, for people watching at home, if you could pick out one player who you think is going to be one that they should watch, one that fans of other counties should watch, but also Leicestershire fans should watch out for. Who would you pick and why?
I think Rian Ahmed's the obvious one, so I won't go for him. I'll go for Louis Kimber, my boy. He just improved game to game last year. He's a brilliantly explosive batter, is Kimber. He can hit the ball a mile. He's definitely my player to watch. See how he gets on in that middle order. I'm personally hoping we move him up the order a slight bit because I think that's where he'd be best. But especially in the limited overs games, the T20s, the one days, he's a brilliant player for us to have. I'd say Louis Kimber's my player to watch for fans.
I'll certainly have a look out for him throughout the season. It'll be interesting to come back to these in September and see whether they
Yeah,
did well.
it'll get back-to-back ducks in the first game. We won't play again, I'm sure.
Speaking of jinxing people, it's time now for you to lock in your predictions as we near the end of this preview. So what I'm going to do is ask you where you think Leicestershire will finish in each competition, and if you can just give us a short but sweet answer about where you think they will finish. So let's start then with the county championship. Obviously, 8th last year. Are they going to do better this year?
I think they will do better again. Well, we're going to have Peter Hanscom. He's coming in for the first few games. It's not been announced yet, but from what I've heard today, it's pretty much done that he's going to be there the first few, and then Rahane is coming in after. I think the county. I'll go for a positive fifth.
That's an exclusive. Can I just stop you there? That's an exclusive right there.
Well,
thank you very much for that. Sorry.
They've said 10 a.m. tomorrow morning they'll be announcing it. So as long as it's not out before then, it should be.
Listen, it won't be. It won't be. I'm not that good.
But even that's what a brilliant player to bring in, Peter Hanscom.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, even from my trying to get in the Ashes squad,
Yeah, absolutely. And from my perspective, it certainly feels that Leicestershire are doing a lot more work in the off season, bringing in players, working on players than they were in previous seasons. It definitely feels like you're building towards something. But I interrupted you there. Sorry. County Championship. Whereabouts are you going to place them?
Yeah, I'll give us. I want to be positive and say fifth, but I think sixth is more likely. I think there's teams we are better than. I think we're a better side than Derbyshire. Definitely, I think we could definitely beat them. There's a few sides that I look at and think they are winnable games, but you just need to actually do it. That's the thing. We went in so many games last year in the Red Bull thinking this is we've got a brilliant chance here, pick up some good points. Then would be about 40 for free. And you're thinking, oh, it's gone wrong here, lads. But I think County Championship, there'll be improvement, definitely. Probably not top tier, but hopefully better. Can't be much worse. So
absolutely. So then the Vitality Blast. Are Leicestershire going to get to finals day?
So, well, we are. So the last time we made finals day, 2011, if I believe. I reckon we'll make the quarterfinals. Definitely. I'm going to lock us in there. Will we make finals day? I'd love to see it. I've personally never seen us, or I've never been to us on finals day. Because, like I said, the only one I can remember is 2011. I was only 7, so not my biggest memory.
Yeah, well,
I'll give us quarterfinals in the Blast.
Quarterfinals. There we
Mm,
go. That's a good thing. Let's just hope that you don't come up against someone who'll knock you out.
exactly.
And that's the problem with knockout cricket, isn't it? It's very
Yeah,
unpredictable.
but
So
it's like one
it's
game
quite
you never
harsh
know.
of me. It's quite harsh
Yeah.
of me to be asking you for these predictions, especially in the white ball knockout ones. But I'm asking anyway. And
But
speaking
again,
of,
what one game you never know. That's what I'll always say. It's one game
absolutely,
of cricket, whoever turns
absolutely.
up.
Believe me, as a Lancashire fan, I know. I know.
Yeah,
I've seen so much
exactly.
heartbreak over the years. Um, and then in the one day cup, finally, do you think you will top the group? Whereabouts in the group do you think you'll sit? And do you think you'll get to, of course, the knockout stages of that?
The one day cup, I do definitely have us making the one day stages, the knockout stages. Sorry, I think we did really well last year in that tournament. We were, a bit unfortunate against Kent in the quarter final. That we just didn't play good cricket on the day, but that's going to happen from time to time. Darren Stevens he's a brilliant player. He's going to have days out like he did there. I do reckon we can get far in the Royal London. Prediction. I'll give us one step further. I'll go to the semi-finals to the
Okay.
my heart's telling me we'll win it, but
Well,
I'll go
well,
semis.
Well, that's head and heart is, a very
Exactly.
difficult thing to wrestle with. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, Ben, and we will
Thank
obviously
you.
come back to those predictions maybe later in the season. Who knows?
We'll see how they turn out. If
We
they're
will
rubbish,
see
then
how
we'll
they
leave
turn
it.
out. There is not long now to wait until the start of the 2023 season either. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you to you at
Thank
home for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. But we will see you again in the next one.